when there is water, like here, that means it could be really, really awesome because all the beetles, like if you're looking for water, like there's only a few places to find it. So when you find water, then it's like sweet, that's where they all are, and they're much more.
Trying to gum up the stream?
They're much more concentrated. Like they're like dried. It's kind of like you can imagine, like you have a whole bathtub full of beetles, and then if you just shrink it into a bowl, then they're in the same number of beetles, and they're all concentrated. So that's what's hopefully happening at like even these small little puddles here, these little creeks. Hopefully there's going to just be a lot more beetles. Also because there hasn't been any rain, like the pools haven't washed away. They've been there for a while, so it's more. The longer the pool has been there, the more likelihood there's cool things. So the first thing we're going to do is just kind of touch. I'll show you. We're going to kind of. I'll give you some strainers, and we're going to collect in some of these little pools around here. The key thing for my stuff is, so most water beetles, they're not going to be out in the deep water anyway. They like margins. They like to hide in leaves. They like mud. They like detritus. They have to eat things. Like they're not going to be in like a sterile water-only pool. But so like things like, for example, these pools up here still have all the detritus in them, like rotting, versus like this one, which is more empty. There's probably hopefully there's water beetles in both, but those are probably going to have more. They have more places to hide, more places to kind of get under the leaves, more things to eat. Yeah. So those look better to me than these, but we're going to obviously have plenty of time to sample everything. And then this is so what's happened here is the stream is drying up, and there's just these little seepages left of water. And there's a whole group of water beetles that I focus on that lives in these like seepages. And so like during the rainy season when this is all flowing, it's very, very difficult to collect, and they kind of are very hard to find safely. Now that whole thing is like this one awesome, like you can imagine, like, and I have some pictures, like this whole thing is like a gushing waterfall. I mean, you can see all that vegetation that's now dead is like completely underwater, like in the rainy season. Like we wouldn't be able to stand here. So now that this is these little trickles of water, you can see how dry this place is, yet there is still water in the stream, so it's probably a permanent stream. And so and there's a seepage there, so probably everything that's in this whole area is now like moved into that little seepage habitat, and could be like that's the best opportunity for new and interesting species. It's going to be right there, so that's going to be super awesome. So I'm very jazzed about that. Like one danger is if you're kind of walking around and like you like this poof, and then like beetles fall out. So what you want to do is if you get a bunch of beetles, like then what you want to do is kind of like bank them. So like don't like wait 3 hours and then like do it all at once. Kind of like bank them just in case there's an accident. It happens, and it's always sad. Because this water is so muddy, I'm just gonna like put some water in here, and I'm just kind of washing some of the mud out. Then I'm gonna take this debris, and I'm gonna kind of take my hands and like squeeze it out a little bit so there's less water. And then I'm gonna come over here and gradually just kind of put it on the pan. I'm just gonna, you don't want to move around too much because you don't want a lot of dirt to fall on the bottom.
This is getting me all hyped up again.
Mm-hmm.
They're just crawling around on the rocks.
Why didn't you find them yet?
For me?
Yeah. Here's one right here. Here, left, Vanessa. Move over a little bit towards me. You're back over the other direction.
My direction?
Yeah. Up a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, or wherever you think is gonna be.
I was
best.
just trying to get on like a flat surface.
Hey! Could be the one we described. Really? Maybe. Boom. Easy. Oh, look!
That is water one.
Oh yeah.
So this is called a water scorpion. It's not a scorpion at all. It is a true bug that lives in the water. It's predaceous. This little butt thing it breathes through here. So basically it sits underwater with its little tube out of water. That's my sunscreen coming out from the water. The little tube breathing, and then it sits and waits, and it catches. Yeah, it looks like a little like mantis legs in the front, and there's these little raptorial front legs. So it's waiting for like other insects to come along, goes, and then it like eats them. So it's predaceous. So it's called a water scorpion because that is a tail, but it's like it can't bite. This cannot bite you, it cannot sting you, it can do nothing. It just is a cool little big water scorpion that you can scare people with.
And
They don't know
they
where
actually
it
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
we catch a lot of it at Kusawena.
Oh yeah.
So they know it.
So yeah, it's very cool. You can take it back and you can scare the guests with it. Do you see anything in this? So I get it. Like I'm not expecting you to be experts right away, but by tomorrow I do. So what I want you to just look around. Like I just pulled that one out with my finger, but the idea is that if you have the strainer that you just throw in here and you're like, oh, boof, and then what you can do is just like suck it up from the strainer. Yeah, close a bit closer towards me. I'm just trying to get the height right. I'm not less concerned about the straightness right now. Hold your string tight, Dick. Don't let it pull. Okay, can you pull the corner down just from where we have it? Like just on the corner, just pull it down to see how much it pulls. Okay. I want you to move your rope string down about 3 or 4 inches. Don't do any tying yet. Just we need to do a pre-tie test. We have it now. I'm gonna clean up the forest floor and then we're gonna re-tie it after we've got it all set up. Can you watch how height-wise if I pull this more, or is that too high?
For the stakes it should be fine.
Okay, 1 second. Can you hand me the pans? There's 8 go under here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now put the one down there.
This is gonna be like, it'll be like a rodeo. Where'd it go? Come on, get back here. Where'd it go? Well, I mean, there's more in there, but. Come on, Copolitas. I knew you were in here. Very nice. Cool. A while. There you go. Might be coming up. Pretty cool. Alright, so now we got all kind of like the bigger, the bigger flying stuff. Here's what we gotta do.
What I would do is like they're not going to be swimming around in the liquid. They're not going to be like swimming in the fluid, right? So what I would do is start by dumping that into the bucket in case there is something crawling in there. We still save it. The one that lives in these is actually in a group that broadly lives in kind of terrestrial situations or gooey situations. The one on the Clusia is actually completely unrelated. It's in the same family, but it's in a different group. And it is in a group that mostly is aquatic, which is why it's kind of weird. Because these guys being in terrestrial situations is pretty normal, but the Quadriops is unusual. Here's a dead carabid that has spots on it. I am optimistic. Here's a
I think I got
light
one.
one.
Here too.
Let me see.
Jasmine. Okay.
You have it? Yep, that is one. Sweet. Sweet.
One of these fancy leaf and one.
Yeah, and like as you saw me do, like make sure when you're going through the flower part, like this. What do you see? Did you see one?
Running over there.
Oh, it's probably like, if it was running, it probably wasn't my beetle. They are kind of lazy.
Oh,
You want to make sure you flip through this part to make sure. Sometimes they can be inside of this.
Oh my god. Caterpillar freaking me out.
Oh, there's a few in here.
So this is not the beetle. This running one.
That one is not. It is a beetle, but it's not my beetle. So they're called a rove beetle. It's a group of terrestrial beetles. It's very common.
Get out of there.
There's some more here.
Wow! Yay! One for everyone.